Yep. Okay.
So here we are.
All right, man. This is your last night here?
This is my last night here on the Rock.
Yeah.
By this time tomorrow night, I'm going to be at the airport waiting in line for some ride that will allegedly and hopefully come.
Yeah. You know something I never actually do? I never give my name. I haven't actually ever done that. I don't think since the podcast started.
Well, I mean, that's kind of an edgier side of things.
Or stupid. It could just be pretty dumb.
Did I just give my name here?
I've said your name. I've said
Isaiah
Holl. Hey, this
on the
is
last
Isaiah
podcast.
Holl.
Yeah,
I'm here with my friend Isaiah Holl.
So I guess since it's my last night, I'm just going to introduce myself to the camera, just because. I wish I had wealth or taste.
I don't know what that is.
So there I was, halfway up
Everest.
Everest, balls deep in a yak, thinking to myself,
back off.
what's become of my Sherpa? He took all the oxygen, all the hot chocolate. There's no way I'm summiting now. I'm just freezing my balls off in a tent. So, if any of you have ever summited Everest, definitely send a shout out in the comments. I'm certain it would be an edgily appreciated comment.
You trying to promote the edgy thing?
Well, this is the Edgy Podcast.
At this point,
Weird isn't here. I'm trying to summon Rob's spirit, but I cannot do it as well as he does.
No, he does weird pretty good. But no, I have to be both edgy and weird. I mean, at this point, it's just whatever. You know what I mean? I usually just get on here and talk about racism.
So, not necessarily in the spirit of racism, but Todd.
Yes.
You were here a couple times when you were in the service, in the Navy.
Mm-hmm.
You decided to move back. Why was that? What was it about this place? It's like, you know what? I'm getting a one-way ticket here.
Well, that was over a period of years. I mean, I just never left. Like, I went to visit the fam a couple of times when I was in the military.
So you got done with your enlistment and you just stayed?
I just stayed. I stayed, like, moved into security. And from there, where I did a bunch of shit. Like, I worked at a sausage factory where you make sausages.
So many things I'm just going to let drop for right now.
Sure, yeah, Double fisted.
Are you a Spam fan?
Huh?
Are you a Spam fan?
I tell you what, if I was, the Spam Jam ruined it. I'm sorry.
Oh God, that's a thing.
Spam
That's
cupcakes.
A thing?
Yeah, before the pandemic.
Oh.
Spam cupcakes.
I've been to the Spam Museum in Austin, Minnesota, and I never saw no Spam Jam.
No, I think that might be a Hawaiian exclusive.
I feel like it's something that should be like that a lot of people would care to see protected as a national heritage for the Kingdom of Hawaii. Like Spam, it's like the ulu. It just means a lot to us.
Yeah, I mean, something, my dude? For me, for most of my jobs, it was just more time to find parking, after spending an hour on Kalakaua trying to get to work.
Oh, so you were working Waikiki at the time.
Yeah, it was several, there's several things that are always blocking the fucking streets. Before the pandemic, there was a goddamn parade, every month. I'm like, how many fucking, like 2 every month. It's like, how many fucking kings do you have? Holy shit. It never stopped. And it was like, I thought the Spam Jam was annual. They're having that shit fucking 6 times a year.
Apparently on the mainland, where I'm moving, there's an annual Bacon Fest.
I'll go to that. But
different. People are like, oh,
that's bacon.
They're buying tickets fucking second and third hand through brokers because it's only a finite amount of tickets. But, you know, in a place like Iowa, who are you if you don't go to Bacon Fest?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I would have to find myself in Iowa on accident at some point.
Well, bro, if you come visit while I'm there,
then that would be on purpose.
I'll have a ticket for you.
That would be on purpose.
I'll do what it takes if I can get a ticket.
Because, bro, I'm going to tell you right now, unless I know someone in a state, or like I find myself having business there for some whatever reason,
you'll never get away from the scenic
places.
Views.
I'm not going to most places. Like, I'm terrified of the mainland right now. You know?
Welcome to the club, brother.
I mean,
holy shit.
And I mean, even here, there's people getting stabbed.
When was the last time you went back mainland?
2011, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh,
I went back last year, like a year ago, almost exactly to visit. And, like, holy shit, man. Like, I cannot imagine what it would be like going back to the mainland, having been here through COVID and the way everything fucking got crazy there.
Yeah.
Going back was like, hey, I got 2 sacks of Aloha. Pop like balloons.
Pop like balloons, bro.
Yeah, like, holy shit.
Someone just shitting in the street. Actually, you get that here, too.
Honestly, somebody shitting in the street, I've got no problem with that.
I do.
In as much as it would be nostalgic. On the other hand, I consider myself a disciple of the late 19th, early 20th century sewer socialists in Milwaukee. Whereas, like, if we cannot have adequate sanitation for everybody, what kind of a fucking society are we?
Yeah.
And
I mean,
I think that was like 2 or 3 of the
needs.
socialist mayors that Wisconsin elected.
Yeah.
They sent a socialist to the Senate. He was convinced that Joe McCarthy was a good dude. He was just a drunk.
Oh, well.
His daughter's like, why are you so friends with him?
dudes.
You're a socialist and he's the Red Scare. And he's like, no, I think Joe's a good guy. I think he just drinks too much. And, however, the one socialist member of Congress was never brought up in the Red Scare because they fucking had a relationship and knew one another. And it's like, you know, one guy ain't gonna sell somebody out from down the road, you know?
Yeah. You know, out of hell with all of them, bro. To hell with all of them. I've had enough.
At the end of the day, do the sewers get better or don't they? I mean, that's really what we all want to know.
Yeah. I mean, look, I would love to think that, you know, blah, 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 we can send people to represent our interests, but it almost never has. And
you can pay people to fucking represent your interests.
Yeah, but if you
better hope you're the highest bidder.
You know, or at least the most threatening. You know, with a decent bid,
right?
Because that can affect a lot of change as well.
It certainly can.
You know?
Like we could be the trash off the streets fucking pack.
Yeah.
We can be a 401c3 or whatever it is. Non-profit. Like, oh, what? No, we're just all about getting fucking rubbish off the streets. We thought the city and county were going to take care of that, but that's obviously not happening in an expedient manner.
No, everyone's too busy lining their pockets or trying to hoard something or, you know, trying to defend something that's stupid just so they can get reelected.
So yesterday, in the spirit of this island, I went out west side. I had to go to Yokes. I had to go see Yokes one more time. And I went with Mika, and I told her, it's like, before I go, I want a Mika Monday. For those of you that don't know, Mika Monday is a fucking awesome, super exclusive, personal guided tour around Oahu.
Yeah.
So we went west side.
Mika.
We got free, a 15, 16 year hospitality industry veteran.
Yeah.
She knows all the spots. She knows all the fucking cutoffs. Going back through, it's like we're driving through a motherfucking neighborhood.
I've never been out.
Dude, you gotta ask her officially for a Mika Monday.
Okay.
It has to be that.
It has to be on Monday too?
Well, Monday's her day off, so it has been for a long time. So she decided that as a tourism professional, it's like, why not give myself the fucking tourist treatment once a week? Always got Mondays off. is alliteratively compatible with Mika.
Mm-hmm.
And so she just goes. And she goes to some fucking out-of-the-way spot you've never heard of in Wailua to get a particular thing that only they have.
Yeah.
Gotta go to this beach because, you know, this day out of the year, like, I gotta go commemorate at this beach for a friend. Like, that sort of shit. And she knows all the motherfucking back roads. It's like, oh no, coming back North Shore, you gotta take Snake Road, there's fewer cops on it so you can smoke. Like,
how
shit
long has
like
Mika
that.
been here?
Like 16 years, 17 years.
Wow.
And so I told her, I want to Mika Monday, and let's go west side. Because I gotta go, like, I love me some Makaha Beach, and fucking Yokes might be my favorite fucking beach on the whole rock.
Wow, it's been a long time since I've been on the west side.
Right, I hadn't been out there for a hot minute. So we went out and fucking made a morning and into the afternoon of it. Stopped at Countryside Cafe.
Shell Road?
And I'm like, I gotta get shit that I cannot get on the fucking mainland. So I got a fucking corned beef hash local moco.
Wow.
I was still paying for it as recently as 2 hours ago. But it was delicious. Absolutely fucking delicious.
Yeah.
But you go out there and it's like I realized that when anytime people would come visit, I want to tell them the best beaches are on the west side. Absolutely the best beaches are on the west side. If you've got the fucking spine and the wherewithal to go to them,
Yeah.
it's more better.
It's more better.
Way more better.
Oh, yeah, I can.
So it's like if you see a sign that says "Stay the fuck out," don't stay away from that area. But there's plenty of places to go.
Oh, I was gonna say go. Yeah,
No, bro, it's a wildlife settlement,
Oh yeah, no.
and you don't want to be fucking with that shit.
No, yeah.
But like
Don't
out
do
there,
that.
it's still
I would never do that.
fucking. It's still fucking Hawaii out there. It's just fucking small, windswept beach town. The crazy weather pattern we've been having the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
They've been getting dumped on. It's green as fuck on the west side right now. Like I was like, this is the greenest I've ever seen it.
Yeah, it's just been.
Like all the way up, like halfway up the Makaha Valley, it was still green.
Yeah.
And like, if I could pick a place to live on this rock, like no questions asked, anything. Obviously, first would be Waimanala,
Yeah.
and second would probably be Makaha. Like I fucking like east west, yeah, but like I feel like both of them are the best of the fucking respective east and west sides.
Yeah. There's this place before Macabre, right before Waianae.
Nanakuli.
Not before Nanakuli.
And by Electric Beach?
It's Koalina. Koalina is like that's
Oh
where
my
the,
God.
that's where the Disney water park is.
On the way back, we stopped through Colina so we could park and fucking walk around for a while because we had just like the most intensive calorie fucking late breakfast.
Yeah.
In Waianae.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, like we gotta fucking be able to park somewhere and get out and walk around. Otherwise, we're both gonna pass out before we get to Kapolei.
Yeah.
And so we went fucking Nanakuli. No, I'm sorry, not Nanakuli. We went from Nanakuli to fucking Colina. And it's like, it's a strange thing that I love about Colina. When I go there, I feel like I'm on Kauai.
Yeah. Damn,
Or Maui. You know what I'm saying? It's like the resort fucking contained fucking area.
No doubt.
It's like, oh no, we got no fucking Filipino here. Except the ones in uniform.
Yeah.
This is like the safest area for white and Asian folks.
Yeah.
Like you come here, you spend a fuck ton of money,
Yeah.
and like that to them is what fucking Hawaii is. That's what Oahu is.
Yeah.
Like I understand, like you go fucking Kauai, it's a resort island.
Mm.
It's a lot more understandable. But it's like, hey, you like try get out Colina and go to Chinatown.
You
See what the fucking shit is.
Hey, you're good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's so much you can't hear because you don't have the headphones on.
It sounds that bad, huh?
It'll even out in the editing.
For me,
okay.
I was gonna say I only did it 3 times, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I know my pitching ain't great. It's how I hear it in my head. But when I'm really drunk, I can fucking sing pitch it.
Yeah.
But it's all about how intoxicated you are. So the more sober you are,
I need to be around someone.
I can say things like try and only
Oh,
in
like try.
only in like Dave Chappelle's white person voice.
Oh, you like try.
Like try.
You like try.
Yeah.
That sounds like Obama. Oh, you like try.
I wanted to run
I
into
wonder
him
how Obama.
one time.
Hey.
Dude, I just wanted to run into him one time at the Holl.
You like
And
fuck
just be
with
like,
my people?
Sup, B?
Oh.
I just wanted that one time, but I have not yet seen him at a Holl. But I figure,
I'm
like,
from the beach, brother.
if I spend enough time in Waimanalo, I'll fucking gotta be sure to run into him soon enough, because that house is almost done.
Yeah.
Like, his spot, like, dude, he's living out, like, on the fucking verge of Hawaiian sovereign territory.
Well, I mean,
And
hey,
those
anyone
folks
deserves it.
Those folks hate a lot of fucking shit. But they love even harder.
Yeah.
And, you know what? Enough of the fucking Hawaiian separatists probably got no fucking time for Obama.
Yeah.
But they've got mad love for him that you and I cannot understand.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like, dude, like the former president, I expect he'd move to a fucking golf course somewhere, yeah? Seems like that's kind of par for the course, as it were. And, fucking, no. It's like, oh, I'm going to move to fucking Hawaiian moonshine country.
Yeah. Hey, well, good. Good for him, man.
Dude, you're only 2 months out on apple brandy season. Mountain apple brandy. It's the fucking best. Waimanalo Mountain Apple Brandy might be the most delicious thing I've ever sipped in my life.
Oh, man.
And it makes an amazing pork sauce as well, just FYI.
It doesn't sound so bad. I usually stay up to Hards now. Just because. My drinking career.
It's better.
Yeah. You know, and only because I don't really gain weight. So.
I'm right now sloshing around in my own fucking shit, knowing that within the next week it's time for me to fucking dry out, because starting a new job.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? I'm gonna need all of my brain today.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm gonna
need my brain every day until further notice.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, here the kind's easy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like you get, especially when you get into a routine. And so anytime you fucking change, it's the pangs of change. And it's like, well, you know what, I've got to adjust the way that I'm living to be congruous with the expectations and the situation into which I'm moving.
It's weird for me not drinking most times. Like, because I drink almost every day. I'm not advocating this. But like, and then, you know, then I have to spend some time just not drinking. I don't really plan on, I don't plan on doing that whole year thing for a while. But, you know, a few weeks.
I don't know if I should say this on camera, but I'm going to say this on camera. There are two Todds.
Oh, yeah.
Emotional Todd and super incisive, articulate Todd. Guess which one drinks?
I guess you're going to say the emotional Todd. But I am going to say I was playing a character. So I need to say that right off the bat.
Okay, so if you got the persona, you're good to go.
Yeah, not to say, and I do explain this as well, a little bit. That is not an aspect of my personality. Definitely, it's a...
Really? Then why does it come bubble up?
Why does it what?
Why does it come bubble up to the top then?
Because I wanted to. Like, so that's the point.
I would say it's a part of your personality that you're catharsizing, perhaps.
I suppose, yeah.
Get it out there. Once it's out, it can no longer fester.
Yeah. And no one needs to bare their soul. I don't like when, like you need to tell everyone the truth. And no, keep your truth as much as you need to. But, I mean, there's something to be said about being genuine about what's coming out of your mouth.
Oh, for sure.
You know?
Newborn puppies. I'm for them.
I'm for them.
Yeah, no.
Cats of any kind, not so much.
I mean, particularly like little warm kittens, you know, like they're just fucking little furry bundles of joy. It's like, hey, I wish I could wear you, but that would turn me into a fucking evil person.
They still do it in Louis Vuitton.
Cruella the bear.
but like no, yeah, that's a part. I could get nasty when I'm sober. As a matter of fact, some would say, some that know me, I'm even nastier when I'm sober. You know, but I mean, you just have to catch me at the right time, or probably don't. That's probably not a bad idea.
Probably because I know you got a background in boxing. I always kind of took you as the kind of guy that, regardless of the state of mind, like a knocked arrow, you got a fucking blow to throw whenever it's fucking ready. And you spend most of your time deciding not to throw that blow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, it's always motherfucking there. It's like the one fucking time, it's like watching, was it Rodtang?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's just a harder blow.
Yeah.
It's like, no, dude, he's been saving this one up for a while now.
Yeah. Well, him, my blow would do nothing to him.
Well, no, he's like the greatest kickboxer in the world.
He's one of them. I mean, he's, 300 fights, the kid's like 24. Fucking hell.
But like, we watched that. He's like just a fucking tank. Just like the dude that was fighting him, his game was, it's like, I'm just going to fucking get up on you and use my long limbs and fucking jab. It's like, no, that ain't gonna work.
That's not gonna work.
He's like, I'm gonna be a tank. I'm gonna come in and I'm just gonna blow the fuck out of your body. And now you're done.
Yeah, it's funny. Like blow up their body. The leg kicks are vicious. And I mean, people are kicking his legs too.
And the tall guy was at a disadvantage because his legs kicks took so much longer.
Yeah.
Whereas Rodtang, he's just short, and it's just slap.
And their legs, so they're still long enough to reach you.
Yeah.
Like, you're not getting your long limbs out of the way.
It's like, no, dude, you pick it up, he's going to grab it and flip you on your back.
Yeah. And, yeah, but still, there's natural ability there as well. I mean, obviously, he's been taking leg kicks. Like, he's had over 300 fights, he's been taking a shit ton of leg kicks.
So what's he, like, 27, 30?
Yeah, he's, like, maybe 26 now. Maybe. He already had about 300
I wanted to
fights
say
when he was 22.
Young, but I felt like it seemed racist if I said that.
No, I mean, he's Filipino. He's Thai.
He's Thai. So, you don't really know. He might be 52. You just don't know sometimes.
15 or 52.
You don't know. You don't know.
You never know. But he's got that leather fucking skin, and he's got a fucking, who know what the fuck. What
he has no nerve endings in his cheeks anymore.
He will just boom, 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 boom. He just takes hits, and then sometimes he moves out of the way. But even if he doesn't, he's never been hurt. Or at least he's never shown it.
If you juxtapose that on the great game of life, looking at it as a fucking, whether it's, well, since it's live, it's got to be a full contact fucking match. It's not a sparring session. But it's like being able to fucking glance off those blows and just grin back at them. As we strive toward what we want to achieve, life fucking deals us a lot of solids.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're solid to the face.
Right.
And the more we can fucking glance and fucking just grin back and reach back into that well of strength is the sense of that purpose. It's the same as fucking dancing around in the ring. It's like, oh, you fucking got me on that? Well, hey, I got more moves. Let me show you.
I will say over time, I've definitely gotten a lot of different moves. That being said, I like to say I've never been knocked out before. But if we want to talk about the game of life, I've picked my ass up off the canvas more times than I can count.
Yeah, dude.
What happened?
Like, I got 20 in my teeth.
He didn't get me. No. He got you. He got you.
No, legit, the only time I've ever been knocked out in a fight, 2 times. I had 2 times.
That's loud.
I fucking got in the middle trying to break up a fight, and I was the guy that ended up getting knocked out.
I had a friend got his jaw broken.
I feel like there's a lesson involved.
Yeah, don't do that.
So like, no, I'm gonna let you guys fight yourself exhausted. Yeah. I'm just gonna stand over here because I'm the one that called the cops.
You're lucky that you weren't sitting through a straw. I've seen it. I've seen it.
Dude, he fucking got me clean under the chin, like legit. He wound up for it. And I didn't think he was coming for me, and at the last moment I moved back, but he still fucking got me. The soles of my feet were visible before I hit the ground. And I was like,
Jesus.
It was like, dude, you just got knocked down. Like, you know, like I wasn't right for a couple days after that. Like it was a solid shot, and somehow I didn't have any teeth broken. I can't believe it. He got me square under the jaw, like on the side.
Yeah, I have come close, and honestly, I wasn't right for about a day. And that was my cousin who was sparring. You know, but I was like 150 pounds, and he was like 250. He was like He was like 230.
Over 200 pounds, it don't matter, dude. If he gets a solid one on you, you're done.
He's just playing, you know, like playing around. He rung my fucking bell, like I heard. And I was like, whoa.
Did you see some little explosions too?
No, it just
wasn't that quite.
The light got a little bit brighter, but that was about it. Then I was like, bro, I gotta sit down.
But you knew right then and there, like, dude, you got me.
I was like,
I need a minute.
I was like, I'm good. I was like, yeah, I think we're done. He was like, yeah, we're done.
Like, no,
like, I was always respectful of his power. My brother, on the other hand, my middle brother, he would try to light him up. Oh my God, it would be so hilarious. He would just fuck him up. One time he hit him so many times, he was just like boom, 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 boom. Oh! Just turned around and started screaming and ran out of the ring.
So, years ago, when I was living in a different place,
I still want to talk about Paulina, and then we're gonna have to backtrack. But go ahead.
Let's do it. I ended up going to this bar. It was one of those bring your own booze, where they had events, music, and 2 nights a week they had fighting. One of those 2 nights was, hey, you can step in the ring with the Gold Gloves boxer, do a round. So I'm sitting there with my roommates, and one of them's this little dude, Tommy O'Connor. And 2 brothers that live with us are like, hey, Tommy, you got a pretty solid punch. Get in the ring. He's like, fuck no, dude, that guy's fucking huge, he's a Gold Gloves boxer. It's like, I was like, hey, we'll pay your rent for next month if you do a round with him. He's like, alright, cool.
Okay.
Chugs down his beer, gets up in the ring, and Tommy had fantastic footwork. I saw him take a guy's ear off in fucking backyard fighting. He knew how to fucking fight, and he had great footwork.
Like literally, or just like knock him out?
No, my other roommate stitched the ear back on because he was a nurse.
Well, I mean, hey.
But, so Tommy's out there, and he knows this dude's way bigger than him. So his only shot is to fucking jab at him enough and maybe get an opening and throw that fucking slow haymaker.
Yeah.
Because that's his only chance. He's trying it. He sets it up, throws the haymaker. Gold Gloves boxer. Right on the forehead. Just gets him with the glove with that quick little jab. Like, yeah, okay. I'll give you that one. Does it again. A little harder this time. It's the only move Tommy knows. He keeps going back to it, and every time he does, dude, right between the eyes. Gets done with the first round, and Tommy's fucking done. He has no desire to fucking do anything, and my roommates are like, dude, we'll pay for your next 6 months of rent if you get back in the ring and do one more round.
I mean, what kind of jobs do they have? What the fuck are they doing?
They own the house.
Jesus.
So they were the landlords.
Okay.
Fight for us, poor man. Fight for us. He wouldn't do it. I even told him, it's like, dude, I got fucking $50 cash right here. I'll give you. Like, fucking do one more round. He's like, absolutely fucking not. I'm going to take a free month of rent and some free beer, and I'm good with that.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's the way he knew how to fight. But when you see people who are completely outclassed,
yeah,
they fight with heart.
Yeah.
But eventually, unless they're fucking delusional, it's like, dude, you're outclassed. It's time to retire from the field of battle.
Get out of here.
Doesn't matter what the prize is.
Yeah.
And I feel like big-time prize fighters don't know that lesson because they're used to win.
Yeah. Well, you see it eventually happen. Like, oh, man.
Well,
like
the last 3 Ali fights he shouldn't have fought.
Oh.
Foreman, same fucking thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Foreman, he had that thing where he came back. He got his ass toasted against Michael Moore for like most of the fight, and then comes right back and just lands a straight right.
Well, Foreman had so much fucking power. He gets a solid one on you. He can take more abuse than you can deal out. Like, that was his game.
Yeah, and you know, he could take a lot of punishment. So, you know, I mean, hey, and he still got that mouth. So it didn't fuck with his head that much.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit, but you know, hey, he's still got his faculty. So I guess well done, big man. But you know, you never know, and that one fight could be the end. You know, it could be the true end, the true death, or
take a solid strike,
or a really
be.
slow death. You know, like it could be a really just.
Who's this guy in the card? Ip Man?
Yeah, man.
Oh, he's only like 140 pounds. I'll roll him.
Yeah.
Like, oh, no, sorry. You had to fight Ip Man.
Yeah.
You're toast.
You're toast. You know, you just never know. I mean, like Roy Jones Jr., he fucked up because he went to heavyweight and then cut super hard the wrong way. I think that fucked his body up. He fights this bitch, Antonio Tarver.
Oh, I remember that fight, dude.
Who ends up being a what? A no name.
Yeah.
A no name.
The only reason he was anything is because he got to fight Roy Jones Jr.
And fought him when he was like at like 60% because he cut hard. You know, like was
you
like,
lose
I got
so
this.
much fucking strength.
Yeah, he was like, oh, I got this. Well, if he had a nutritionist help him,
better nutritionist.
well, he did it himself.
Oh,
So,
fuck!
yeah,
Really?
He was just like, I got it.
Oh,
That's what I heard. He was like, I got it. He was like,
that
yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
because
well,
he didn't have the power.
Yeah, I think that ruined his body, bro. Like,
Yeah.
period. He was already like 37. I think that ruined him. You know, like he'd had a great career already. You know, he had that one loss because he got DQ'd for knocking the guy out and like I guess hitting him when he was on the ground. It was debatable. Then he came back and knocked that guy out in the next fight.
I was gonna say, I don't know. Like, I feel like it should at least be allowed a 2-punch combo if you knock somebody out. Like,
It was debatable.
It
I
seems
think
fair.
the ref was Richard Steele. I'm not going to go on record as saying that, but he's usually at the butt of some.
So you're saying
controversy,
Steely dicked him out of a decision.
as he's done before. You know.
All right. Moving on.
Right. I get it.
So did you ever go to a fight at Colina? I never have.
Hold on. Let's finish the thought, and then we're going to go back. But yeah, so that happened with him. He wins the first fight, like outpoints Tarver, and then comes back and gets knocked out in the second fight, just on a lucky fucking shot, bro. You know, very little technique, a lot of luck.
They just landed one.
He didn't see it coming, and it just put him through the ropes.
Oh, wow.
You know, that was the nail in the fucking coffin. If he had a chance
But as a high-tier fighter, that's a blow that never should have landed.
It's a blow that never should have landed, but
it did.
It was a career ender. He was never the same after that.
Yeah.
He started losing to journeyman fighters. You know, after that, he should have stopped.
Do you remember Leon Spinks? Leon Spinks, Mike Spinks actually fought Tyson, but they were big in the early 90s. Leon Spinks won in the 88 Olympics. And I knew the guy like later in his life, where he was just there as a name to go and wave and sign autographs. And he was punch drunk beyond belief.
Yeah.
Just punch drunk. He was with it enough that he could go through his script.
Right.
But anything outside of the script, like I wasn't confident there was any comprehension. And he had, his wife handled him. He was just somebody who was there and he could fucking hang out and fucking do the thing.
Yeah.
But seeing somebody who got broke on the wheel so hard, and what's he got? You know, he can make his money off of fucking autographs for way less talented people that are about to break themselves on the wheel.
Yeah.
And it was a sad parade to watch.
It's a crapshoot, though. I mean, it's a crapshoot, but honestly, it's like that with life. People have just been sitting down and horrible things have happened to them that have changed their lives. You know what I mean?
Or amazing things.
You know, you just never fucking know. Life is so fucking retarded like that. You could just be in Safeway, and then your life has changed. For the better, but probably for the worse if you're in Safeway. Sorry.
What did the Buddha say? If we could truly understand a flower, our lives would be forever changed.
That's beyond me. Shit.
He's a much better speaker than I. To be.
Yeah. Fucking.
I do not know what
sounds
it means.
like ayahuasca. But all right, now, okay, so back to the Coalina, yeah. Which kind of ties into the very first question you asked me. Why, like, what got me to stay here? And my dude, I mean, what the fuck? Why not? I mean, other than the fact that, yes, there are a lot of homeless people. There's people shitting on the fucking sidewalks. I walk up my street to go up.
Maybe they shouldn't have closed so many bathrooms during COVID.
Well, that's another thing to address entirely. I mean, it's the things they do to try to get homeless people to be uncomfortable is fucking amazing to me. Like the way they make the bus benches, you know,
with the ridges on them.
Yeah, the fact that they've taken trash cans away from most places. There used to be, when I first got here, bro, there was like a trash can on every corner. You know, and like 5 in between blocks, depending on how long the block was.
Heaps of rubbish.
Yeah, and now there's just trash everywhere because they've taken like 3/4 of the trash cans out of the city.
Going out west side yesterday, I saw more motherfucking rubbish bins than I've ever fucking seen out there. And you know what? All the way up to the military reservation, that whole west side coast going out to Yokes, pristine.
Yeah.
And you know what? Every place that's a white spot in the road has like 4 fucking trash cans now.
Yeah.
There's also a bunch of speed bumps. I'm guessing as part of the same project.
Dude, it used to be pretty much like that here. Like here, going into Waikiki, there was always like rubbish cans. Yeah, they call them rubbish cans here.
Because it's rubbish.
Because it's all rubbish.
I never called it rubbish before I moved here.
Me neither. Bro, I was like, wow, what am I saying? Rubbish
bags of rubbish and cleaning up bags of rubbish. I just started calling them that.
Yeah, yeah. And they have the recycling, you know, the plastic, and they had the metal. They had those triple things all the time. Trash, you know, blah, 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 recycling, blah, 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 recycling. And then slowly they just got rid of all that shit. All the places that got rebuilt.
Oh, you know.
No restrooms. No public restrooms.
Exactly, no restrooms. Like, why do you think there's public defecation?
Yeah.
Because there's nowhere else for them to go. Do you think they want to shit on the street?
No,
absolutely
I mean,
not.
I'm saying find a tree.
They'd rather go to
I'm saying there's banyans around.
But there's defiance in the act of shitting
or just insanity too.
Well, you know,
yeah, you know, I mean.
But I think a lot of it is just like,
talking to their God while
you all walk past us every day, and with rare exception, you don't look us in the eyes.
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to pretend we're not here. And you start seeing acts of public defacement that are defiance.
Yeah.
And I firmly believe that, again, I'm going to give you 6.5 times out of 10. It's done as defiance. The rest of the time is like they shot either too much ice or they're just crazy.
Yeah. There still might be a bit of defiance in there too. Hey, it's a structure.
Like, I'm going to shit in a public place. Like, fucking look at me. Look at me. Acknowledge me as a human being.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I can't, you know, there's people that try to say, I always give this person $1. Like, I always, and I'm like, no, I don't. Like, because look, sometimes I do. But I have to feel it, bro. Like,
you're 100% right. Like, if it's the right situation,
yeah,
you do it pretty much without even consciously thinking about it.
Yeah.
You just do it because it feels like the right thing to do at the time.
Yeah.
And I don't personally get that off of most people.
Yeah.
But occasionally,
Occasionally I do. Sometimes that's gotten me caught up. Like, this chick was asking if that was her baby hanging off the side of a brand new building that just got built. It's like, no, that's the line of the crane.
It's like, hey, why don't you come over and check it out?
I'm looking at you too. Are you even a woman? I mean, you know, sorry, but this is why she looked a little mahu-ish.
Secrets of Chinatown.
Yeah. But yeah, so other than like there's they're shitting on the streets. You know, there's people talking crazy. And by the way, I don't look a lot of people in the eye when I'm walking down the sidewalk. I don't, and I'm just as likely to look a homeless person in the eye as I am
Anybody else that you choose to look in the eye.
Yeah. If it catches my eye, I'm not going to avoid it. If you look and you nod, I'm going to nod back at you.
I'm one of those people that, in my experience, it freaks people out when I look them into the eye because eyes are the well of the soul.
Right.
And, you meet somebody, you shake their hand, you look them straight in the eye.
Yeah.
Between the grip and the eyes, you have made a measure of that person. A measure of the man, as it were.
Yeah.
And I firmly believe in that. But, as far as, the wildlife on the street, it's wildlife. And I'm not in a position to put in place the systems that I believe are necessary to ameliorate this issue. However, sometimes you meet a super nice dude that happens to have 5 motherfucking dogs. I don't know his name, but one of his dogs is named Murphy, and Murphy's my boy. And I take him greenie bones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I cannot do much else for you, but it's I can go and I'll get you the bougie greenie bone bites.
Yeah. I mean, and then sometimes 2 people I get this from more than anyone, and I hate to say it like this, Micronesians and homeless people, because Micronesians are used to being disrespected on this island. They're used to people looking down on them.
That's a super radio friendly of the way that it was first put to me when I got here.
Yeah.
Which I will not repeat on air.
Yeah.
But you know what it was.
Yeah.
Like everybody, there's good folks and there's assholes.
And trust me, they don't like the bad ones either.
No.
They're ashamed of that too. They're eating out of the trash cans, or just picking it up off the ground. The constant beetle nut spit. All over every fucking thing, all over the door handles, and the fucking baby wipes. Control yourself. But the good ones don't like that.
I'm taking beetle nut back with me to grow more areca palms.
Yeah, okay.
Areca palms are awesome, dude. They're beautiful, and you can also. I just didn't realize that that's where beetle nut came from before I moved here. It's fuck up.
I didn't until just
areca palms. No shit.
Yeah. But yeah,
but I'm not a chewer. I cannot do it.
No. It just looks nasty to me. So no, thank you.
I don't imagine it tastes any better.
Probably not. But when you acknowledge them though, they almost look at you oh, thank you. When I've acknowledged a homeless person, it's oh shit, thank you. You're hey, what's up, bro? Hey, what's up, bro?
Yeah. In the spirit of it, though, one of the best friends I've made here is a plus Samoan-sized motherfucking Micronesian. And he's 26 years old. He's a young man, and he knows it. He's gotten out of a lot of shit. He's it was always a privilege to work with him. Mm-hmm. He's very detail-oriented when we work together in the kitchen.
Yeah.
But he's hey, you're an old man. You're uncle. You've made choices in your life and you've weighed out choices.
Yeah.
It's what advice would you give me? I'm stick with your plan. Get the fuck out of the restaurant business, stop cooking, and become an HVAC technician.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be able to fit in the ducks, but you can still make the money.
Yeah.
He's enormous. He used to bounce at Tropics and Republic.
Yeah.
And he's just a big dude that knows how to conduct himself if shit goes sideways. One day I'm walking into work. I'm a block away walking from the bus stop into work, and I hear this kid yelling at me. And I can see him out of my peripheral vision. At first I thought it was KK. But it's no, it's not KK. He's younger.
Okay.
And this dude's yo, Scratch Kitchen! I'm oh, you're talking to me. I was hey, what's up, brother? He's hey, you going to work? I'm yeah. He's hey, my brother KK working today? I'm yeah, I think he's working, or he just got done working, one of the two. He's hey, tell him it's his brother.
Wow.
Tell him I'm still out here on the street. And so I go into work, I see KK, I'm hey, I just ran into your brother out there. He's oh, fuck. My mom always called him a hand grenade. You never know when he's going to go off. But he's yeah, I tell you what's up, and he's still out on the street. And he's I know. I moved into a new spot, and he wants to come fucking live with me. nowhere else to go, or I gotta tell him no. I'm like, well, you're his big brother. You're gonna tell him what you gotta tell him.
Yeah. Hey, baby, look, there's room enough for one of us. One of us is going to go down, or both of us is going to go down. I choose me not to go down. I'm sorry.
And it's not like they're enormous men to begin with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they're fucking massive.
Yeah,
just
bro.
fucking massive.
Fuck, man.
So one night I'm walking home from work, and I didn't even hear it. Next day I go into work, and Kiki is like, "Oh, did you hear me holler at you on the street?" It's like, you walked right by. I was hanging out, barbecuing with my family. I'm like, oh, no shit. It's like, honestly, when I'm walking by the park, I just fucking eyes on the prize.
Yeah.
I don't fucking answer to anything because it's like, dude, I'm not here. Ain't nobody talking to me.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I was talking to you. I'm like, yeah, I realize that now. Sorry, brother.
Sorry. You know, I've missed people that know me. Where I was calling, I'm like, oh shit, man, I was just trying to go.
Right.
I was just trying to get there.
Right.
My bad. Okay.
So back to Colina.
Well, yeah, back to it all, really. I mean, that's also part of it. You, even from like the homeless, you know, to the Micronesians, to the Asian culture, you know, to the Hawaiian culture, which
There's a lot to learn in all those envelopes.
And bro, you get a lot of culture, and also you get a lot of people from a lot of different places. Now, I came from Ohio, bro, so not that there.
Yeah, but you still came here on a ship, same as everybody else who didn't fly.
Yeah, well, the point is the culture there is very limited. People love their Wheel of Fortune, and their Jeopardy, and their news. Pick one. CBS, Fox, or NBC.
And
Doesn't matter.
And everybody else
It's
is
all
on
the same
TikTok.
Shit. Yeah, I guess, even now, well, they're still on Facebook. You know.
That's still a thing?
The population there is like from 0 to like 17 or 18.
Yeah.
And then it skips to like 40 to 90, or, you know, whenever they die. Like, either you get out at like 20 something, like 18 to 20 something, you probably don't come back, you know, or you stay there, you know, marry the neighbor or the high school sweetheart, you know, the cheat on her.
Or you fucking get somewhere, maybe you got a cousin that went somewhere and said, hey, I got a job, I can find you a job, fucking get here.
Yeah.
That's what my ancestors did when they went to the mainland, you know?
Yeah,
it's like, hey.
I'm just saying, in our town, most people live and die there.
Oh, for sure.
You know, and that's their culture.
That's where all those
they see
live now.
Yeah. They see the same trucks go by, you know, watch the same fucking trains, know everything that's going to happen, know everything about the place. And it's just, to me, a very sad life. On this fucking rock, you know, it's not even 600 square miles, and you get like 100 times the culture here than you could ever get in a place that I grew up.
You got a good spot for Balut? I got a good spot for Balut, you know?
Yeah, well then, not that though.
But it's just that diverse though.
Yeah.
I can live the rest of my life not eating Balut ever
Or
again.
see anyone eat it. You know, I don't even want to see it. By the way, that's an egg with the bird in it. And it's like, you know, half cooked with the bird.
So I took a picture yesterday.
And they eat it, and then, you know, you're eating the bird.
I took a picture out in Nanakuli. Stopped at the Freedom gas station out there. Because the Freedom chicken is the best motherfucking chicken on the island. There's a spot in Wailua that apparently competes. The lady that works at Freedom Chicken is aware of it. It's so much better than the fucking chicken at the Freedom in Kalihi.
Yeah.
It's the shit. Like, I had to stop and get some fucking chicken. And, like, chicken, bananas, lumpia, like, you just got it. And I took a picture of the menu. Because I realized that, like, when I go back to the mainland, I'm going to show that picture to my friends, and they're not going to know what anything on that fucking menu means. Yeah. They might know what balut is, because balut was on the menu. But, like, no, like, they're going to know what any of that fucking shit means.
Yeah.
I look at that as an opportunity, because if I eat something, I can figure out how to cook it.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, they're just going to think I'm the best motherfucking cook in the goddamn world. It's like, no, dude, I'm just knocking off fucking food truck recipes right now, you know?
But
your beverage good? I'm gonna step off camera for a moment and get a fresher.
All right, now pause. All right.
I figured you just hit play and we're like laughing because I was saying, "Oh, this is off camera." Ha, 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 ha.
Oh no, shit, no. I actually waited. I didn't know that you wanted me to start back, but no.
So
yeah.
back to Colina.
Yeah, back to Colina. Yeah, it's a place when I went there, and I used to deliver mattresses. Which, by the way, talking about like every place has codes, and like those places you have to do walkthroughs. Like
Todd with the mattress, can you buzz me in, please?
Yeah, you know. Well, like you could just walk to the front desk, but then you have to wait for someone. They're like, "Oh, there's a mark here. There's a mark here." They're marking all this shit, you know. So like, if you put any marks, then you know
it's getting cataloged.
Yeah, sure. You know. But I mean, those places were fucking awesome. I would love to think that I would love to live there, but I realize I would probably be just as annoyed with the neighbors. You know, because here's the thing. I'm eccentric too, and like I have phone conversations, especially living here, with people in the mainland at all times of the night. You know, which can be annoying to some people.
Well,
like,
until they understand how the time zones work.
Well, I mean, I try not to be loud, but sometimes the conversations become, you know, impassioned. And you're like, oh shit, it's 2 o'clock in the morning.
You're like my old Portuguese neighbor Ben, you just scream down, "Shut the fuck up, we're trying to sleep!"
Well, I've had the lady scream out, "Shut up!" No.
Good neighbors, though. Good neighbors.
Yeah. They are. They're going through hell.
If they scream at you to shut up, you can scream at them to shut up.
That's true. But I never would, because I'm not that guy. If it gets too loud, I just go and look out to see what's going on. But I'm never the dude who's going to be like, "Hey, shut up."
I don't want to be part of whatever fight you guys are fucking about to get into.
Yeah. But I mean, this place, even with all that shit, like we've had like yelly neighbors. Like we had a neighbor who would like, she had a hammer. She got literally physically escorted off the property by the end of it. But like,
does it make me racist to ask if she was Micronesian or Irish?
She was Asian. She was
not
like
Irish.
No, she was like Chinese or Korean, actually.
God save you from the vengeful Ajumma.
But she was touched, bro. She was off. Definitely off the meds. And bro, she was like, ah! Like pounding the door with the hammer. Like, eventually put a hole through like where the fucking, you know, the eye thing is. Like fucking boom, 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 boom. Like her mom came over one time and was like, "Hey, calm down. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch." She was Asian, but she had a Hawaiian. Like, she's been here for a while. She would just go here, probably.
Like local accent.
Yeah. What'd you say? Fuck you, bitch. You know, like she was off her shit. Like, she got escorted off the property eventually. Into a place with some pads, I'm sure. We've had that. We had the guy with like the mail order bride. Alright, I'm just assuming. Like, she was Asian. They were not happy. He was white. They were not happy. They were always arguing.
You did not take the initiative to go to the Philippines and pick her up personally to cut out the middleman?
No, I think
just
she
that lazy.
She came in a box.
Oh, man, he blew her up and she was already bitching at him.
Yeah, she was already bitching. Everything. You know?
I was told I go America!
Well, other than that, I mean, just a normal drama. Okay, fair enough. There was the person that got shot about 2 houses down. There was that lady.
Can we really? Well, no, it was across the street from you.
It was across the street.
But you were sleeping at the time.
I was in the bed, and I had the big fan on me. You know, and I was like,
"I'm calling you on my top.
Is that
There's gunshots at your place.
You're like,
are you okay, dude?
What happened?" I'm like, oh. Like, I thought to myself, was that a gunshot? And I was like, nah. But in my head, I was
like,
like,
who would
that
be
was probably
shooting a
gun
fucking
shot.
22?
Yeah.
You know?
But you also, like, you hear firecrackers going off, you know, sometimes.
I can't remember the name of the movie, but James Caan says the quote, "Once is backfire, twice is gunplay."
Yeah.
And I think there's something to be said. Oh, it was like fucking half a dozen at least.
Really?
Because, like, I heard him because they were skipping, and I'm like, dude. At first, I thought it was just like fireworks or whatever. Like, dude, that sounds like fucking ricocheting 22 rounds. Shit you learned growing up in the country, what a ricocheting 22 round sounds like. And it was.
I didn't hear the ricochet. I had my big industrial fan on.
So I fucking go outside and I fucking hunker down behind the cement block wall. I'm like, this is a 22. I'm fucking good behind the wall. It doesn't got that kind of power.
Right.
And then the fucking dude drove out the other end of the street. He flips the UE, off he goes. And they mobilized in minutes. In minutes. Apparently he didn't realize that McKinley High School is a fucking staging area for the 5-0s.
Oh, I thought they were looking for him for a while. So that.
Dude, within 5 minutes, they had fucking Pensacola shut down, and they had vehicles going north in all 5 lanes on Pensacola.
Yeah.
They had it shut down. They had everybody off to the side, and were having them through one by one, and then they closed it off entirely.
Yeah. Wow.
And like, fucking Michael was working at the time out in Kapolei.
Yeah.
And so I was talking to the cop. It's like, hey, my roommate's about to get home, because I called him. I texted him. I'm like, yo, dude, call me before you come home. But he was already on his bike, so he didn't hit me up. I'm like, he's about to get home. Can you at least come park in the fucking driveway? When he got home, where they fucking lifted up the tape and let him come in and park.
Yeah. Oh, and you were on the news, too. It says you're
Oh, God, I was on the news.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
One of my friends on the main line saw it.
Yeah.
You're so fucking tan! You're so fucking tan! Like, what the fuck's up with that? It's like, dude, it's like I live in the tropics or something.
Yeah, I know. Who knew?
I hadn't been working landscaping then, so I was still tan.
But, so other than that, the crime has increased a bit, but, I mean, it's not Detroit.
The population. It's
not
pretty
Crenshaw.
fucking mild here.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking mild.
But you gotta assume, like, you don't ever want to start any action.
Yeah.
Because you gotta assume, because it's a fucking dirty port town in the middle of nowhere, that everybody's at least got a blade on him. At least a blade.
Yeah, dude, the Micronesians have the blades.
Or a fucking claw hammer. You just
Yeah.
don't know.
You know? Bro, there's people that walk around with fucking machetes. I mean, they're crazy. They're crazy, but still they got machetes, so, like, steer clear. And you just never want to start shit for no reason when you can just go to work or go home. You know what I mean? Why did you just shut up? Just shut up.
Lead
Just
into
eat
the
your
fact,
food.
why do you have to feel like a bigger man by attempting to dominate another human being?
Simple. You're a small man. You're small.
It speaks volumes.
Or a small woman.
It speaks volumes.
Yeah.
You know, or you're a dumbass and you get in the middle of somebody else's fight. Like, that's the way I see it. Like, those are your two
Don't
options.
save them. Yeah. Don't save them.
But
Just walk away.
Sometimes
Sometimes
I cannot abide a man beating on a woman.
Alright, that's different.
And it's like,
Beating on a woman too, that's also different because I have seen a woman get knocked the fuck out. And I was like, oh! Like, what was I going to do? Chase him down?
but
I don't know where
having
you're
said
wrong.
that though, the last time I got in the middle of one of those situations, I'm fucking in a defensive posture talking to homeboy. I didn't expect her to fucking jump on my back and start fucking sticking me with a screwdriver.
Wow.
Alright, well,
So
I guess I
that's
won't be
like-
doing this again. Thank
Yeah.
God I was wearing it was Minnesota. It was wintertime, I was wearing a heavy coat. She didn't have any shoes. And he wouldn't give her shoes, so that's why I was yelling at him.
Jesus.
Turns out she was tweaked the fuck out, and he had the shoes to try to lure her back to the car to take her home. But, you
Who
know,
knew? Yeah, first
Yeah.
impressions.
I didn't expect her to jump on my back and start fucking trying to stick me with a screwdriver.
Yeah.
So it was
bro.
like, well, I guess I learned that lesson.
Yeah. So I mean, we have a little crime, but still, like, when I got off the plane, I was like, oh my god! I was just like,
Smell that fucking salty air. And depending on the night,
I saw palm trees. It was, oh man, it was.
Depending on the air,
perfect.
you can smell the fucking grass from the golf course, which is actually pretty great.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's the thing. Like the thing about Coalina that I do love, like the perfectly manicured, lawns, and that's where they have the golf course where they do all the fucking opens and shit that they do on this.
As a high vis gnome, I appreciate the magic they happen out there. Like they do, they do so much work out there.
Yeah,
and people just think the whole island's that kind.
Yeah, it's
like, no, dude, the little high vis fucking gnomes, like they make the magic happen.
Yeah,
we made the magic happen.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I would love to think I would love to live there, but I know I wouldn't. First, it's just too busy. Like the rules. There's a lot of rules. I like to smoke in the house.
You strike me as the kind of guy that won't be happy until he has a back 40 that he can just go ramble around in,
Yeah. With a lake nearby.
I'm going to smoke my cigarette, I'm going to have a rifle over my shoulder.
I hope I'm just smoking the weed by then, but maybe the cigarette still. But smoking something with a fishing rod. And fucking catching tonight's meal.
I do like
That's what I want.
You strike me as the guy from a classic novel where it's like they're in the woods and the fucking game warden comes out of nowhere. Like I see you as like that guy.
I'm the game warden?
Where it's like, or hey, how are y'all doing?
I'm saying how y'all doing?
Yeah.
I'm the game warden.
Yeah.
Oh God, no. I'm the one the game warden comes out and sees. I'm not putting that suit on.
Yeah, but
come on. Think about it.
But you used to be a kid in those woods. Now you can be the grown-up in those woods, so you kind of inherit it by default.
I guess, but ain't nobody getting me in that fucking suit.
Well, no, but the same sort of thing. Like you're walking the woods. You know the fucking spore. You know the prints. You know where all the trees are. You know how the animals move around it because that's how you operate in that system.
Yeah.
And a couple of kids coming from outside, it's like, oh, Uncle Todd just fucking. Like, I know I'm black, that's why you didn't see me at first.
I didn't see me. Also, I know the woods, but yes, I am.
Yeah,
black.
dude, like you're that fucking guy, It's like, well, I'm gonna go check out the trap line around that sycamore. You strike me as that kind of dude. It's like
maybe not that much detail, but yes, pretty much. I definitely was the one.
I don't know if you guys get sycamores that far north, so you probably don't.
We didn't have them on our land. I don't think
that'd be pretty far north for them, but yeah, you get the idea.
Yeah, I get the idea.
We'll say oak tree, but that seems generic.
Yeah, those though. But I was definitely the one that was always walking the property. I was the hunter to my grandpa.
It's a wonderful way to go and commune with nature.
Yeah.
You're paying attention to what all the trees are doing, what all the fucking blades of grass are doing. You're paying attention to what's on the ground. You're paying attention to everything. And, with a little bit of luck, your hunt is successful. But you understand how the wind works. It's like, okay, this is going to be a good spot, but I got to go all the way around the rim and come down from the opposite side.
Yeah.
Because the way the wind's working right now, they're going to know I'm there before I'm fucking 300 yards away.
Yep. Yes, sir.
And
so yeah, I mean, there is that aspect that I miss about the mainland, but not enough to go plant some roots. Maybe to go visit in a safe place with someone that I know. But other than that, not really. I got off the plane here, and then I spent my first 4 years in the military. But I mean, bro, just not seeing a snow shovel, I was like, this is magical.
I have vowed that I will not
sidewalk.
fucking shovel snow again until it's a driveway that I own.
Okay.
So if I own the property, of course I will be diligent about snow removal. But eventually I want a place in the woods somewhere.
Yeah.
With a quiet property where I can go out and just fucking be taught in nature, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. My thing is this, my brother, as long as he's got that spot, as long as he's living there, I always have a place to go to fish during the summer. for a couple of weeks.
Right.
Couldn't stomach it for more than a couple of weeks. All my old friends, probably the same fucking stories. You know, on the few times I'm on Facebook just to post stuff for the fucking podcast, I'm like, gotta get out of here. Oh my god, bro.
You're just going to be like, yeah, that's great. I fucking heard that story for the third time, and it's all right, because I'm about to sleep in the hammock down by the river.
Yeah. Oh my god. I mean, who the fuck still goes in that shit, you know, as if it has meaning? I just, you know, I don't know. So that's what a lot of my old friends are doing. So, you know, hey, it's a life, I suppose. Not mine. Not what I want to get into anymore. That's kind of why I left Ohio, because I was like, I know I don't know shit, but if I'm ever going to learn it, can't learn it here. Got to get the fuck out.
You and I are cut from the same
something.
cloth.
Yeah.
And, you know, my only difference is we would call that whole experience you just described Nebraska for me.
Okay.
I love it. It was a great place to fucking grow up.
Yeah.
I had great times there.
Yeah.
Shitty times, great times, but a whole lot more great times.
Mm-hmm.
I could never live there again.
No. Yeah.
Unless it was in a fucking cabin in the woods, and well, in Nebraska, that's a fucking that's a tough call.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
I just, you know, I'm over. I'm going to try my best not to put myself in a position to be murdered or die foolishly. That's all. That's all. So I figure my best bet is to find some place here that looks enough like Colina, but without all the stupid ass rules, and I'll cut my own lawn.
When are you moving to Manila?
Yeah, you know, yeah.
Or the Nala? You can fucking make it in the Nala.
You know, look, if I could be self-sufficient, I would like deep west side, probably maybe even past Makaha. You know.
Although for your watershed, you can't go much up past Makaha because it's all fucking military reservation land, yeah.
Yeah, but
that's like your last big watershed before you get to the military reservation.
There's like Haula or something, something like that. There's
yeah,
one
once you
place
get on the side, it's all the training grounds. Like pretty much, trying to think, Makui, I think. Once you get past Makui, like you're all, well, it's the Makui Proving Ground. That's what it's called, I think.
Or we'll look somewhere right on the edge of that. You know,
yeah,
somewhere out of the way.
Because it's motherfucking country out there, dude.
Yeah, thank you.
Fucking country.
Thank you. Yes, please. You know, or the north side, too. That area. Even though there's some crazy chicks up there, you know. Ran into one of them.
Stay away from the north side, dude. Like, Waimanalo, man. You got to deal with all the fucking Hawaiian nationalists, but you got the same kind in Makaha, so it's no big difference.
Yeah,
it's just more rain in Waimanalo.
Yeah, and all right, so probably the place with less rain. I'm not Kapolei. That's dry as fuck. No, thank you. But like past there, it gets a little bit more wet. So
Nanakuli's a little wetter.
Yeah. But then
not by much though.
You know, they got the drugs. They got the drugs out there.
Yes, they do.
I haven't been out there in a while, but you know, a lot of homes with pit bulls in them.
I mean, they're not fighting dogs.
No.
They're bred to be fighting dogs.
They're protecting something.
Yeah. I got a friend out there. He's got fucking 32 species going right now.
Jesus.
And it's like, dude, you moved all the way motherfucking here, and you found your way to Makaha, and you're fucking living your best motherfucking life right now. Like, fucking keep on the kind.
Yeah, just stay safe. That's all I gotta say. Stay safe.
Well, my thought is, if you move the fuck out there, and he's got a house out there, he's got local kind he's in touch with. Mm-hmm. Because otherwise, like, how the fuck do you get that?
Yeah, no doubt. So, yeah. But with all that flavor, you know, I mean, yeah, there's a million reasons why I stay here and a million reasons why I don't want to go back. And then when you look at any TV, even through a filter, it's still horrifying.
Do you remember, did you ever record shit on tape on VHS? Like, oh, we're not going to be home when this show's on. We're just going to fucking set the timer and record that shit.
Yeah.
And then you come back and watch it later.
Yeah.
Before DVR.
Uh-huh.
To me, it was a harrowing experience. Like, it was the commercials. Sometimes you find these tapes, like, years later, and you're seeing old commercials. And it's like, it was like the idea of biting a brown paper bag or fingers down a chalkboard. To me, it was just like the most uncomfortable sensation.
Yeah.
And the past cannot be changed. But the past brings us to where we are.
True.
And where we go from here is always a choice that we have in our fucking pocket. You know?
Yeah, it's a correlation.
And you made what I would consider to be the reasonable choice. Because this place is fucking amazing. I've got fuck off from me back on the mainland. I'm fucking staying here. This is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You don't have to talk about weather anymore. On the mainland, what do you have to talk about with strangers unless you're talking about the fucking weather? Here it's like, you know, like people from the mainland call, oh, how's the weather? Oh, it was real nice today.
Yeah.
Yeah, real nice yesterday.
Yeah.
It's like, it's pretty,
oh, we still find reasons to bitch.
It's pretty much like San Diego. I mean, except for, the fog was heavy today.
Or it rained for 40 days straight.
Yeah.
That sucked.
What was it, 3 years ago? It rained, it didn't rain for as many days. It was like 27, 30 days. Like but it was the most rain we got on the South Shore since the fucking 40 days of rain.
Yeah, dude. I mean, sometimes, this place can get nasty. And you gotta understand, too, or at least I feel you gotta understand. We're on a rock in the middle of the ocean.
The most geographically remote above water point on the motherfucking planet.
By the way, also, zombie apocalypse, unless it starts here, we're safe. If it starts here, I guess everyone else is safe. They don't swim, so it's fine. They're not getting here. If it starts somewhere else, what are they going to do? Sail a ship? They're zombies.
Does it make me racist to say that I think the drunk mokes are already zombies?
No. Just observational. Yeah.
Oh.
That's all.
Like, they're already here. They've been here for a long time.
Hey, I think there's quite a few, well, if not zombies, like some form of rabies that you get from watching too much news.
I think it'll probably be influenza, like of some sort, like an airborne fucking respiratory pathogen like COVID.
Yeah.
Just, we had our dry run.
Well, I mean,
get our shit together,
realistically, sure.
And we didn't get our, we fucked up our dry run opportunity. Yeah. So, like, I imagine the next one that comes is going to be significantly more devastating.
That's fair. No, I was saying rabies as in you watch too much news, you get fucking head rabies. It wraps your brain. I was thinking
horse needle tetanus shot.
Oh yeah, no, but that too. Like round 2, we're fucked. You know. Like, it's weird. Like people say, like, some people were hoping that it was going to be worse. It was like, no, I wasn't. But then again, a part of me was like, kill them all.
My thought
kill them all. I'll go.
I looked at COVID as being a super sharp prod in the chest. Excuse me,
we're fucking up.
I was hoping for a mama slap one side, backhand back the other.
Yeah.
Being like, hey, get your motherfucking house in order.
Yeah.
And we obviously did not. We have not done that.
We were like, oh, back in the same.
Back to how it was before.
Women, men, 30 genders. Raw. What? There's people dying.
See, my question was my question was about to be, well, what are 30 genders? And I realized now that's insensitive. Who are 30 genders?
Oh, they are them, they're that.
What they're the thou them.
I mean, what the fuck are we saying? What are we doing? You know, I'd almost rather just the regular racism of Ohio. At least I understood it.
Personally, I think that we've taken gender to such a polarizing, toxic level that for young people coming up, they don't see a place inside of that construct.
Yeah.
And they're just like, you know what, fuck y'all, I'm opting out.
Yeah.
And like, a relative of mine, I knew her as, you know, a baby when I held her in my hands. And she got fucked with in high school by girls that she thought they were her friends. It's like, oh, you're a bigger girl, you got broad shoulders, you're not the fucking toxic femininity stereotype. And she was devastated. Like, she thought they were her friends. And it went for something as stupid as that. And she's like, you know what? I don't think I give a fuck about gender anymore. You can start calling me they. And I cannot do it. I cannot do it.
Because that's not the answer.
Like, you're not the human being that I held in my hands after you were born.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to address you in direct address and avoid pronouns altogether out of protest.
The thing is, it's just... It shows just how fragile the axis was. You know? Like, everyone was borderline fucking crazy anyway. Like, it was just a little bit keeping us from revealing all that.
Yeah.
You know?
But you think about it, when you were 16 years old, and, you know, at 16, pretty much all we wanted was to fucking be normal and be fucking accepted.
Yeah.
And realizing that, like, looking back on it now, like, realizing how toxic that actually fucking was.
Oh, absolutely.
And I was able to avoid it to a great degree.
Yeah. Well, I had no choice.
On the other hand, to this day, I don't feel like I belong anywhere.
Same.
I'm just a transient leaf on the wind, and if I'll go places, I can love places, but I'm always that guy from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And even if I go back to where I was born, I'm still that fucking guy from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do I do not know what to do with that.
It's a nomadic spirit, I suppose. I mean, yeah, I kind of, it's weird. Like, I hate to say it because I do, like, love my family and everything, but there's just so much as I get older that's just so different about us. You know?
Like, life happens and we all make choices that change who we are and who we become.
Yeah, I mean, but like, they still want to keep up this idea of, everyone, you know, let's all text and da da da. And I'm like, I gotta go to work. You know,
personal settings.
Yeah,
personalized user settings, man. That's the fucking.
You know, well,
we're all so far into that now. We can't look outside of it.
But I always, but like, look, I leave, like, we got this whole, like, group thing. I guess I'm a part of it. You know, I never put anything. I never put anything on there. You know, because I don't have genuinely anything to say. You know?
Fair enough.
Like, I mean, but I don't pause it because I feel like I'm kind of floating a little bit, almost. And there's some things, you know, tether you to, you know, some form of something. I can't even really say reality because I don't even know if some of that shit's reality. Like, I don't know if anyone's that kind all the time. Like, I tell you, if someone just was like, hey man, my dog took a shit behind the radiator, like, and that's how I started my morning, I will be more likely to respond to that. Like, bruh, this fucking clown at the little caddy shack in the parking lot was giving me shit. I'd be more likely to respond. Not, oh, marvelous this and all the bullshit. Like, ain't nobody living that life. This ain't fucking... This isn't Oz when you first got there, bro. This is Oz, the witch is coming. That's what this is. Like, stop playing.
And we're about to break that bitch up in the wall, too, same as fucking 90210 guy.
Yeah, bro, so, like... yeah.
But on the other hand, one little fucking snippet, one tiny dose of aloha.
That shit feels real.
You're just as likely to fucking pass that along, ideally more likely, than somebody fucking jawing at you.
Yeah.
But if somebody jawing at you, if you can throw them back a good comeback and you can both laugh about it and part ways so you're not likely to see each other again anytime soon, is cool. Like, that to me is island kind. Where it's like, yeah, you're going to give me a hard time, I'm going to fucking wad that hard time out, I'm going to fucking throw it back into your face, and we're both going to laugh about it.
Yeah.
And, you know, then we're going to eat some bomb-ass food. you know. But like, I feel like on the mainland, like it's so much like more stratified, where it's like who you hanging out with. Like here, it's like maybe my friend's fucking, I'm sorry, Filipino, or maybe my friend's Micronesian, maybe my friend's Samoan kind, you know. You know, maybe my friend's a fucking Mexican hoppa. Like, we're gonna fucking hang out and have our experience together and have it be fucking awesome. And on the mainland, those are not, they're racial divides, but we don't see them as racial divides. We see them as socioeconomic divides.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, it's a fucking racial divide. Like, unless we happen to take advantage of a convenient overlap, we're not ever going to become friends.
Yeah.
I mean, here, there's certainly a whole lot of that.
Yeah.
But it's like, unless you've got a disapproving Korean stepfather, they're not going to bitch too hard about a friend you bring home for dinner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the Korean stepfather will not approve of anything. Like it's his job or something.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm going to allow it, but I don't approve of it.
Hey, some people stick to the old ways.
I am disappointed in you.
Some people stick to the old ways to their detriment, you know. Most of those daughters are going to, jump out in defiance.
It's the old kind. And certainly there's a whole lot of Hawaiian papas that are the same fucking way.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, there's Hawaiians who want the Hawaiians to stay with the Hawaiians. And a lot of those daughters are like, fuck you. I'm, going to do my thing. And hey, honestly, that's the way it's supposed to be.
Well, it's like they know Hawaiian girls or something. It's like, no, they're going to do whatever the fuck they want to do because they're your daughter and they're high strung as fuck.
Yeah.
They got they're high maka maka.
Yeah, dude. That means high minded. You know.
Very. I always thought of it more as like looking down the nose at, but you're right with high minded. That is actually the literal translation.
Yeah.
And I think it's a lot more flattering to them.
Yeah, but the thing is, being high-minded is not a good thing to do. It's not a good thing to be, ever. Like, no one should ever feel that way. And as smart as anyone feels they are, like, as soon as you start feeling that, bro, you gotta check yourself. Trust and believe you've got tissue paper on the bottom of your fucking boot. You know, we're all humans. We're all going to fuck up at some point. You're just going to look more stupid when you do.
Great lesson from the island. You go dip in the ocean. You don't fucking shower off. You're going to get the same goddamn fucking halorot fungus that everybody else who didn't fucking shower gets.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, dude. I was talking about this earlier with my dad. Like, from the homeless hierarchy to like the people living in fucking palaces. There's people all the way here that are fucking stealing and doing all type of dumb shit, you know, like
people living on the edge of desperation.
But in that same community, there's people that are giving everything that they have. You know, there's people that are trying to stop all that fucking stealing and all that shit. You know, hey, stop shitting on the street.
So much of it is like, people preying on the vulnerable people that are forced to live on the street.
Well, of course, but my point is this: within that community, there's always going to be outside forces as well. But within that community, you have your good, you know, people trying to preserve some type, you know, of humanity in their community, and then you have the people trying to fuck it up, and then right above that, people with the lower grade jobs, it's the same thing. People are stealing. People are trying to help. You know, people are doing sexually deviant things. People are trying to save those people that are doing, you know, that are getting those things done to them in this tier and in the other tier and the tier above that, all the way to Congress, where demons reside. Like, I'm sorry, most of those people in there are fucking demons. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. That is where they collect. You know, if you fall in that net, generally speaking, you were sniffed out or you sniffed out that smell. They all know that smell. I'm sorry. There's Bernie Sanders and there's the rest of them.
There's Bernie Sanders.
Yeah. There's Bernie Sanders.
Well, let me tell you one more thing.
And there's the rest of them.
I look at it like this. As long as we can create pockets of biological diversity where people can survive, our society is going to crash. This same pattern of society has happened a lot of times before us, and it's always crashed, and it's going to do it again. And the way I look at it is, if I can put the most majority of my effort into helping to facilitate the creation of pockets where we can maintain some level of biodiversity and a couple of people can live there, we're not totally fucked as a species, but straight up, the herd is being culled.
Yeah.
You and I do not have children to fucking take care of us when we're old. We're going to be among those culled.
Yeah, fine with me, by the way.
And it's just the way of things. And you know what?
Out. Yeah.
But with that attitude, your spirit's going to get sent back right away. And you're
Don't
gonna
say
have to
mean things like that.
It's not mean. It's not average in the least bit. It's a thing, man.
Well, look, hey.
For me, I look at it like this. I got to do the best that I possibly fucking can to try to affect positive changes for others. Otherwise, my soul will not have learned its lessons, and I will come back in a more menial fucking manifestation. And that's one of the lessons is a fucking bug instead of a human being.
Hey, I just don't want to be the roach that keeps coming out from under the fridge, like I said a couple podcasts ago, or maybe the last one. Just fuck. and that's your penance. You just keep repeating that, like you realize just the time to be squashed.
We all have things that we need to learn in our lifetimes, like just lessons. Like for you, you're an old soul. You've learned so much, but you still have anger in you that fucking blossoms and blooms. You're aware of it, so you control it, and you put a lot of it into this fantastic fucking podcast, by the way. But
you're the last one.
But with that, you've got catharsizing that anger is, it's something that you've got on your plate. And maybe it's a lesson to learn in this lifetime. If you could figure out how to do that, and which in my experience of you've been working on that so hardcore. Dude, since I met you, what was it, 2.5 years ago?
Yeah.
Holy shit, man. Like, you are not the man that I met. And I mean that in the most positive way imaginable.
Wow.
I'm not the fucking man you left either. I mean that maybe a little bit more crazy of a sort of a construct, but whatever. But I fucking like knowing it and working through it and realizing that we're here. This island called you here for a reason. This island is full of healing, I believe.
Yeah.
I know I was the beneficiary of it, and
I definitely was
until Pele is done with you, you should not leave.
Yeah.
You're living on her time now.
I have a feeling that I'll be here for a while. I mean, unless I die. But
just know wherever I'm at, whenever you come visit, for as long as you come visit, I've always got a spot for you, brother.
Yeah. Hey, cool, bro. Let's do some fishing. That's all. That's what I want to do.
Hunting crappie.
Hey, fuck yeah! Hell yeah!
There's nothing better than getting into a hot crappie hole, dude. Like you just jig and reel.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess I feel like I've come a long way with the anger. It used to be like a driving force. Like it was like, hey, my anger fuels me. It's how I learned about things. It's how I learn what's important to me.
Now you deal it out in judicious doses.
Yeah.
Hold on. Judicious doses. There we go.
All right. I try to. Occasionally it can still get away from me. But that's generally more of like I've just been in a situation for too long and it's been constantly.
It's been festering.
Yeah. And then, the pot gets a bit too full and then some steam just oh shit,
Such is life. Such is life, man.
Such is a job.
You can go off on shit with fucking stand-up fucking quality. On the other hand, I know you're someone who will stare at a plant because you know you can see it actually growing.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
That's very true.
It's two different ends of the spectrum, but I feel like they're starting to balance each other a bit more than they ever have before.
Yeah.
Not to be super judgy or anything.
That's
just my
observational.
Yeah. That's just my experience of you.
Yeah.
The 2.5 years that we've known each other.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think out of the three of us, like you, Michael P, and me, like you were probably more even keeled.
Michael P is pretty high strung, but
yeah.
it's not going to sound the greatest, but I chalk it up to the First Nation in him. He's Cherokee, yeah. And there's a particular sensibility that's its own kind of high strung. It's like you meet somebody who's like, no, I'm pure Hawaiian, I'm the product of these families.
Yeah.
Like that kind of high strung.
Yeah.
But for him, it's not something he consciously does.
Right.
It's just, there's a reason why he's completely silent when he moves. Yeah. This is also, like, he got that and he got this. You know? And it's like, he gets a little high strung, but he understands to some extent the way the energy works and how it works through him. Like, I'll let you make your own editorial decision before I say this, but I'm just going to say this as Mark. Michael P. is a Heyoka empath.
What?
Heyoka.
Okay.
It's a Lakota Sioux word for a particular kind of high-level empath. They have a different view of the world than everything else. People love being around them because they're pain eaters. Yeah. They eat other people's pain. But they also challenge people. The form of sometimes people want to fight them, but the truth of it is, they're just reflecting you back at yourself, and you want to fight your own anger. Michael, he does not know this. He's fucking Heyoka empath level, and he doesn't always realize that it's not his energy or emotion that's doing something. It's what he's channeling through somebody that he had an interaction with somehow. As a bartender, that gets real motherfucking tricky.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, you're such an asshole. It's like, dude, I just give what I'm dealt.
Right.
And it's like, I know you get what you're dealt. You're taking all these people's energy and throwing it back at you, but because you are what you are, and you don't even know this, you're throwing it back to him at fucking 99 decibels.
Yeah.
And so it's like, people think he's like an asshole, but it's like, no, he's just naturally, crudely working with tools that he hasn't been taught how to use.
Very, very. But also kind of an asshole.
I mean, he's crusty as fuck.
I am too.
Promise this will only hurt for a little while.
But I mean, the dude is hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, really good with the accents.
He's my brother from another mother.
I mean, he does understand. I think he understands that his energy presents a strong force. I think he understands that. I don't think he obviously understands the nuances of how to control it.
Not.
And that gets
I tried to give him a couple of basic things.
Yeah.
Where it's pretty much just like how to figure out if it's fucking your shit or somebody else's.
Yeah.
And he paid about as much attention to that as Mikey's gonna pay to it.
Right.
But I know he fucking got the first paragraph. Yeah. So it's like, all right, you got something.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I mean, no one thing he does is going to destroy the world or fix it all.
It's the path of many small choices.
Yeah, exactly. So in that way, in the spectrum of how his energy could present itself to someone else, perhaps also that person's energy is calling for a reaction. Now, maybe he's getting it from another conduit as well, but just in that, because this person did that, perhaps that also is justified. See what I'm saying?
I get you.
It depends.
Yeah, for sure.
It depends. It's across a wide spectrum. Sometimes
Very
not.
wide.
Sometimes it doesn't hit the mark. You know?
No.
But it's not going to destroy everything.
But sometimes,
it may make for a bad day.
But at the right time, it
can
is
be
the
combustible.
perfect thing.
Or it can be the perfect thing. Yes.
And like that's how I look at it.
Yeah.
You know, like
So
there's the fucking anime video game geek in me. But I figured there's got to be a way to fucking do it because I've seen it in comic books and shit. The way to just, because some people, and Michael's one of those, that can just project an emotion to the point where it's almost like a physical force.
Yeah.
I don't learn how to do the fucking stomp down and shockwave.
Yeah.
If I ever figure that out, I'll certainly let you know, sir.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Because, you know, in a tight spot, that's a really great thing to pull out of your pocket.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, check this shit out, motherfuckers. You think you're a big man? You just laid on your back.
Yeah. Oh,